this storm is worse than we've ever seen.
Breaking this morning, Hurricane Idalia is minutes away from making landfall. New video this morning as the outer bands lash out along the Florida coast.
Plus, I'm timing out this storm minute by minute, how strong it could be when it makes landfall.
A new name, a new school year. St. Mary's Southside Catholic High School enters a new era.
And our team coverage continues here at Rosati-Kain Academy, a new name to match its new independence. I'll tell you about all the changes students can expect and the mother-daughter duo connecting over the traditions that aren't changing anytime soon.
Cheep, cheep, buy it out here!
Giving you a reason to cheer for the St. Louis Cardinals, how to get a free ticket to Busch Stadium as downtown businesses struggle and need your support.
This is Today in St. Louis, focused on you.
Right now, we're tracking Hurricane Idalia as it makes landfall. We're going to take a live look at Orlando and Fort Myers. And you'll see there that it looks like the rain is really coming down at this time. Now, this storm has just made landfall, but it has been downgraded now to a Category 3 hurricane. It was a Category 4 just about an hour ago. This morning, we're getting new video from Florida into our newsroom from overnight. You can see storm damage from the strong winds and flooding surge from the storm surge and the heavy rain. Now, this is from Treasure Island and Venice, Florida, just north of the city of Tampa. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, August the 30th. I'm Randy Knott.
And I'm Michelle Lee. Before we get caught up on all of our local news, we do want to tell you the latest and the newest information that we are learning overnight from Hurricane Idalia. Right now, we know that the outer band of the storm, again, slamming into the Florida coast. We know that that includes Clearwater and St. Petersburg. The sheriff's office is already reporting 3 to 4 feet of water. And this morning, Missouri volunteers with the Red Cross and the Missouri Task Force 1 on their way, on standby to help with search and rescue efforts or cleanup once the storm passes. One volunteer says the missions are hard, but they are rewarding.
Being able to go down and help and to assist these people in the worst days of their lives means everything to me. People always ask us, what do you remember? You know, what's the worst thing? I try to remember the people, because the people really need help and they're thankful we're down there.
Now, just to put this into perspective for everybody, I want you all to take a look at the video from Cuba. This is what it looked like yesterday when the hurricane hit the country as just a tropical storm. Since then, Idalia has gained strength. It is now a Category 3 hurricane. Right now, let's send things over to meteorologist Anthony Slaughter, who's been tracking the storm for us all morning and really throughout the week. And Anthony, this has just made landfall, correct?
Yeah, in fact, waiting on the official word from the National Hurricane Center. They just put out an update at the 7 a.m. hour, did not mention at 7 a.m. Eastern time, did not mention an official hurricane landfall. But as you look at the eye here, whenever the eye moves over land, that's the official landfall. And you can see the eye is starting to move inland now, just north of Cedar Key. Horseshoe Beach is right about there, so this is going to be making landfall just north of there. And I do expect any minute now that we will get that word from the National Hurricane Center confirming what we're seeing on our Doppler radar. As far as the wind field goes, yes, you have the rain, but you also have the wind that extends well away from the eye. You can see winds up to 74 to 95 miles per hour out towards Daytona Beach, Jacksonville, even Gainesville. But it's within the core of the eye where you're going to get the intense wind before the eye moves over, and that's when it's calm, and then the rest of the storm moves back over. So Horseshoe Beach to Perry, that's where they could see winds top 130 miles per hour. Again, it has been downgraded with winds at the center at 125, but 125, 130, that's devastating. For us here at home, cooler weather is sliding on in. We will have a nice day today, up near 80 degrees. We'll talk more about our weather here at home coming up.
All right, Anthony, not only is rain and wind a concern with storms like this, but storm surge is also a serious threat this morning. This could be more dangerous because of the power of the moving water. 1 to 3 feet of water can knock you off your feet and also stall your car. Above 3 feet, a car can actually float away. Once the water rises to 6 feet, people will have to get to the second floor or to a roof. And 12 feet could potentially knock a home right off of its foundation. So here's how a storm surge happens. The strong winds of a hurricane literally forcing the water to pile up as it approaches the coast. It can then cause water to jump 1 feet to 2 feet. Wind isn't the only factor with the storm surge either. The size, intensity, shape, speed, and angle of approach are all factors, along with the slope of the ocean floor. Now be sure to stick around for the Today Show this morning. They will have live coverage all morning long with crews spread across the coast and the Panhandle. It all starts after Today in St. Louis at 7 o'clock.
Okay, crews have been working with this multi-vehicle accident about a half hour here. This is in the Maryland Heights area. They've just moved the MoDOT camera a bit, but it would be on your approach from 270 northbound to 70. That accident, hopefully, maybe they've zoomed out a little bit here, hopefully clearing up because it was causing major delays and we were talking alternate routes. Doesn't look like we'll need to do that right now in this real-time thing going on. Otherwise, you can tell downtown Bridges moving very, very well. We'll keep an eye on it. Another take of traffic minutes away.
All right, Paul, as your kids get ready for school this morning, some are settling into a different type of structure. This morning we have team coverage for the differences you'll see at 2 schools.
Our Sydney Stallworth is live at Rosati-Kain Academy, but first let's send it over to Alex Fees at St. Mary's. Alex, good morning.
Michelle and Rennie, good morning. That's right, St. Mary's Southside Catholic High School. That is the new name of this school, adopted a year ago after Archdiocese officials announced they were closing the school due to decreased enrollment and increased cost. Now, the president, Mike England, at that time announced they were raising $12 million. They set that goal. They are nearly halfway towards completing that. Then they went out and found new sponsorship.
Very short order. It was, I mean, this has been, it truly is God's hand that has allowed us. I said in the beginning, if God wants St. Mary's to make it, St. Mary's will make it.
The decision by the Archdiocese to no longer back the school meant a loss of more than $1 million a year. But St. Mary's officials say this school is too important to the young men they serve and the neighborhood. St. Mary's is now a Marianist-sponsored school, independent of the Archdiocese. Enrollment this year is 210, including 75 freshmen. That's the largest freshman class in the last 5 years. I asked England if that was ironic.
It is, but it's not, because I think that for the last 4 years we've had a cloud over the school. The cloud 4 years ago for 2 years was COVID, and then the cloud for the last 2 years has been all things new. And the rumors that came along with that of why do you want to send your son to St. Mary's, they're going to close him in a year. So now that we've moved beyond that, that cloud has been lifted, and I think there's a sense of confidence about the future of the school, the quality of the school, and all of the good things that we're doing, adding on to our curriculum.
England says with Cleveland High School and Scruggs Elementary nearby sitting empty, South St. Louis cannot afford to lose St. Mary's. Coming up in our next half hour, we will talk about the business model here. What's it look like? A business model that includes pay raises. Live this morning in South St. Louis, Alex Fees, 5 on your side.
All right, thanks so much, Alex. In the meantime, students and staff are back in the class at Rosati-Kain Academy, formerly known as Rosati-Kain High School. But the new name comes with the school's new independence from the St. Louis Archdiocese. Our Sydney Stallworth is live in the Central West End this morning. And Sydney, it's been a long road to really get to this point.
Michelle, that's right. It really sure has been. You know, you'll remember last year we reported on the St. Louis Archdiocese planning to close down this school under the All Things New restructuring plan. But Rosati-Kain alumni stepped up. The community stepped in to help out. And the school is open now as an independent institution from the Archdiocese. And that comes with some changes. We were here earlier. We looked into it. So students this year can expect to have some access to new classes like Empower and Embody for freshmen and sophomores that merge PE and health and wellness. There's a new studio to house these wellness activities, a new program called RKASTL Days that takes students on learning excursions around the city of St. Louis, and there's even some new artwork in the halls. Now, the curriculum is now based on the UNESCO sustainability goals and student and faculty needs. Students have also requested more direct communication with professionals moving forward, internship opportunities, and the chance to apply their lessons in real-world scenarios. But Rosati traditions like service learning and the Little Sister, Big Sister program will continue. Those aren't going anywhere. And that's welcome news for one alumna whose daughter is now a student here.
she felt the same ties, and so I was kind of excited that she felt that belonging also, as I had.
It's changed, but it's still the same school that you always talked about.
I'm just excited. You get the same feelings and the same growth of friendship and the legacy and the feeling that you get to do whatever you want to do and the courage to do it.
Now, both tell us that they can be happier that the doors here are still open. And the president of Rosati-Kain Academy did tell me that they're still in need of community support. Donations really allow them to close the tuition gap. And that's crucial because 70% of Rosati-Kain families are on assistance when it comes to that tuition. So they still continue to ask the community for support. Reporting in the Central West End, I'm Sydney Stallworth, 5 on your side.
Thank you, Sydney. This morning, we want to give a big shout out to 2 local school districts. Clayton and Ladue school districts were ranked among the top 15 schools in our country, according to Nisha's 2023 list. The Clayton school district was ranked 14th in the U.S., followed by Ladue at number 15. The best school district in all of America, Stevenson High School District number 125, up there in Lincolnshire, Illinois, that is near Chicago. The rankings are based on key metrics from the Department of Education and millions of reviews. And when it comes to the best high schools in Missouri, 2 St. Louis public schools get a plus. How about that? An A plus. Metro Academic and Classic High School is the highest ranked public high school in the Show Me State, followed by Collegiate School of Medicine and Bioscience. Ladue, Horton Watkins, Clayton, and Kirkwood High Schools round out the top 5 individual schools. Congratulations, everybody.
Yeah, love seeing that. All right, well, this morning we are getting more of your first day of school photos. This is Lucy from South St. Louis County. She's going into the 1st grade. She's so adorable. I love her. Mrs. R is her teacher, and you know what? She loves snacks. I love it. And she wants to be a police officer.
Yeah.
She's so cute. Love seeing those pictures. Keep them coming, by the way. All right, Anthony, it's nice to see, you know, good weather here at home. Hard to see what's going on in Florida.
Yeah, it is. And usually when we have quiet weather, there's something happening somewhere else. And well, yeah, that's the case along Florida. If you're just waking up and joining us, we did hit on that about 10 minutes ago. We'll have another update right after this break. But I wanted to get you back here locally, talk about our nice sunshiny weather that we'll have today. Look at our highs. We're only going to be up near 80 degrees, so it is going to be a really nice day. Oh, I didn't want to show Florida right now, but just ignore the background. I wanted to talk about this particular thing here. 58 degrees is where we're headed for our overnight low tonight. Last time it's been that cool was in June, so it's going to be very chilly tonight, and then it heats up as we head towards Labor Day weekend. We'll take a closer look at the Tampa Bay area and, of course, the Big Bend to Florida as Hurricane Idalia is making landfall as we speak. That's coming up.
Coming up, bad for business. The downtown shop's struggling as Cardinal fans aren't watching the team at Busch Stadium. But you can get a buy one, get one free ticket today. We'll explain how coming up in 4 minutes.
Keeping the music alive, how a local musician is handing down his love for music to the next generation. In the meantime, it is 6:13, and as we head to break, we're taking a live look from Florida as Hurricane Idalia has now made landfall. This is a live look at Hudson, Florida, just north of Tampa. We have been keeping our eyes on the local news coming in as well. Lots of roads closed, of course, and some damage. We're going to be back after the break.